Make some noise!
Welcome to Changing the Volume with PH and Caprice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Changing the Volume with your girl, Caprice.
Your boy, PH.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us.
Thank you.
Every time, we are so grateful for you guys.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we get into our topic and our episode today, we would like to take this time to encourage you.
Well, I want to say to everyone and anyone out there that's listening to me right now, listening to us, never give up. Did you hear what I just said? Never give up. Because the reason why I say that, because when you give up, you could be 1 foot away from your destiny. You could be 6 inches or you could be 1 mile. No matter how far you are, you need to keep pushing forward. And I want you to understand that when you fail, that doesn't mean that life is over. That means that you have gotten some type of experience from that failure. So do not see failure as a problem. See it as a promise, because with that promise, it's going to open a new door. It's going to give you some experience. It's going to give you a whole lot of different things that you may not know that you have. It's going to make you more profound. So my key phrase to you today, and I want you to remember this, never give up, no matter what.
Amen.
Amen.
Never give up.
Never.
That's a word. Today, we will be talking to a couple that has been married for over 25 years.
That's a long time.
Yes. Because, marriage can be successful. Marriage can be healthy.
Very healthy if it's done right.
Time is not a lot of examples going on for you to see. And those who are married, in most cases, some marriages are for business purposes, for security purposes,
saying something,
for financial purposes. Sometimes people just get married just to say, the heck with it. Let's just get married. We've been together this long. Let's just do it. And there is no purpose behind it for them. It's just to say to do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think some people get married just to take themselves off the dating market?
I don't know. Because for me, when I got married, I just knew I wasn't no girlfriend. And after my first marriage failed, because again, this is my second marriage, I was saying to myself, I'm not a girlfriend. I'm a wife, and I don't want to be just with somebody for years and years and years and they marry somebody else.
Got a point.
And then I'm stuck out there and I'm like, I didn't wasted all this time, or I'm with somebody a long time. And, God forbid, I don't benefit from anything that I poured into that relationship.
You said something right there.
I don't benefit. It doesn't matter, ladies, men. If you are in a long-term relationship with somebody for so long and God forbid something happens to them, you're not going to benefit anything. It's just going to be like you were just there.
Coexisting.
This is why God wanted to join men and women together to do it the right way. And marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you choose the right person.
You said something right there.
You have to choose the right person to say, I do too. And a lot of times in marriages, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. You're going to go through situations. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? You're going to go through some things. So I need you to understand that this topic today that we're going to get into with our guest, they're going to tell you the highs, the lows, and all the great things about what comes along with marriage and maintaining that marriage for so many years. Because people nowadays, they throw in the towel. Divorce rates are like skyrocketing. People be out.
So they get mad about anything.
And they be gone. They not willing to work it out. They not willing to sit it through. They don't want to talk to a counselor, therapist, life coach. They don't want to talk to anyone. How about this? They don't even want to talk to God about it.
Wow.
They want the wedding, but they don't want the marriage after the wedding. And that's what's going on a lot today. So we want to talk to a couple that's been doing this thing for a long time. And I'm sure everybody has been in a relationship, friendship, familyship, and the person gets on your nerves.
Thank you.
Don't think because you're married that it's always going to be happy days. There aren't going to be happy days every day. There are days, listen, I had to look at you and say, Lord, I need you right now, okay? Ladies, we all go through it. That's just life with marriage.
It does. Sometimes us guys, we want to push stop on a play button. And so a lot of times it'd be like, man, why is she doing this? When is she going to stop explaining this same scenario over and over and over again? Guys, no, you can't tell me that you haven't been through that, because that's what happens in marriage sometimes.
You have to explain it over and over again because you guys are very forgetful. We can tell you to do something, and within a couple of minutes, you're forgetting what we asked you to do.
We don't forget.
And yes, you do forget. I can tell you, literally, I can say to you, can you go and make sure you do this or that? Or tomorrow we have an appointment, and then the next day I'm looking at you and you looking at me. You looking at me, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, hello, you know we got to go do this, right? And you like, I don't remember you telling me that. I said, I told you. How did you forget? And I literally just told you. And then I reminded you here and I reminded you there. So yes. And I'm sure I could get my ladies to agree with me on this. Men are forgetful. So yes, there are times we have to say things repeatedly because you guys are forgetful.
Maybe it's the time you say it.
It ain't nothing to do with no time. Let me tell you something about a woman. We are going to remember everything. We're going to remember the date, the time, what you were wearing, if it was raining, snowing, sunny, cloudy. It doesn't matter. We're going to be able to tell you where you were sitting, what you were eating, what you were listening to, if you was on a phone, just hung up, everything. We're going to be able to tell you every little detail.
Sound like a private investigator to me.
Well, you know what, women, we are private investigators.
Thank you.
Because we get the facts on everything. We documentation people, and we document in our minds, and we keep track of things because we know husbands are forgetful. Boyfriends are forgetful. Men are forgetful. I can't say every man is forgetful, but most men are forgetful. And come on, PH, don't act like you don't be forgetting.
Well, I just can't remember play by play.
A lot of men cannot remember play by play.
I don't have time to tell you what color and all that. I just tell you, look, this is what happened.
Nobody ain't trying to ask you to remember colors. What I'm saying is that just remember what we tell you to do, especially if we're reminding you. But when it comes down to something that's important to them, ladies, they gonna remember. They will remember their appointments when we remind them.
Yeah, but you guys' lists are too big.
It doesn't matter if our lists are big, small, great, whatever. The bottom line is men are forgetful.
Now, what's the top line?
It ain't no top line. It's just the bottom line, period.
All right, tone setters, volume changes. Where you at? Help me.
We have discussion.
Tone setters, volume changes. Where you at?
You please calm down, sir. Relax, breathe.
I did.
Lord help me.
Tone setters, volume changes. I need your help.
Sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Anyway, we are going to be talking about marriage and how it can be successful, how it can be healthy, and ways that you can have this marriage if it's your desire. So I'm going to need you guys to stay tuned and stay locked. We're going to take this break, and when we come back, we're going to get into it. You're listening to Changing the Volume with your girl Caprice.
And your boy PH.
Keep it locked, guys.
You're listening to Changing the Volume. We'll be right back, so don't touch that dial. Turn it up.
Hey, volume changers and tone setters. This is your girl Caprice. This is just a friendly reminder to remind you to go to our website, changingthevolume.org, and purchase you some merch, okay? And please go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Changing the Volume. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Changing the Volume with your girl Caprice.
And your boy PH.
Guys, we are so excited. We have our special guest here with us today.
We do?
Let's give a big welcome for Mr. and Mrs. James and Stephanie Bronner. How are you guys doing today?
We are amazing. Glad to be here, Caprice. Hey, PH.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we happy to have you here. We're doing wonderful.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. First of all, we have been discussing in our past episodes about the silent war between men and women and what the struggles are today with women and men who are single and just trying this dating life. And we also spoke with some people who were married and divorced and starting all over again. So we wanted you guys to join us today because you have such a healthy marriage. We would love to get your insight, your advice, and some of your knowledge on how marriage can work today. So can you guys please just explain in detail what marriage looks like to you?
To me, marriage is one of the most vital parts of our existence. It is the first covenant that God gave with man and woman. And it is vital that we be very intentional about entering into this covenant with our partners. So it is important that my heart is rooted and grounded in being his helpmeet, making sure that I am standing firm on my word, knowing my word, and dealing with the love that God has given me through him and not trying to supersede him in my strength. I want to make sure that my strength is balanced so that I support him in everything, because this covenant that I have with him is not just between me and him, it's between God, him, and me.
And I'll say for me, marriage, it just gives you somebody to do life with. You know, life is tough at a lot of times. It's just like when you're little and you go in a dark room, you know, you're less scared if you got somebody with you. So that's how marriage is to me. You got somebody, even when you're going through the rough time, you got somebody to pray with right there. You're going through the happy times. Things are better when you got somebody to enjoy it with. You know, you go to a good restaurant, if you eat by yourself, the meal is not as enjoyable if you have somebody there that you really care for, that you can talk with. So life is just, to me, it's better done with somebody else, especially if it's somebody that you're compatible with and you really enjoy being around.
What do you guys think is the problem today with men and women? What is happening with marriages? Because you're hearing the divorce rate is skyrocketing. The woman want to be masculine in the home. The men feel as though that's my role. What do you think is the problem with that going on today, James?
I would say that's a good question. For ages, women were suppressed and they were mistreated a lot of times, and they had no voice in society. And I found that a lot of times, whatever a person lacks the most is what they look for the most the next time.
That's deep.
So women on one extreme had been kept down and just pushed down. So in this modern age, they basically want to be on top. So they bounce to the other extreme. They want to be totally independent. A lot of times I hear women say, I don't need a man, but I very rarely hear a man say, I don't need a woman. So I think it's just that going from one extreme, even like if you grow up in extreme poverty, a lot of times you just focus on money and then you'll flip to the other extreme and get money and you can get stingy with it, or money becomes a big focus. So I think it going from one extreme to the other is part of the problem.
And that's some good stuff there.
I agree. It's not about seeing the individual, but about seeing each other. And what's happening with this war is there are a lot of unmet expectations and unspoken wounds, past and present, that each of the individuals in the relationship are dealing with. And we stop listening and start assuming when we're in conversations with each other. James has been very good at active listening and making sure that I am heard, I'm seen, and that I feel like he understands exactly what I'm dealing with. So with this war that we're having, it's about competing instead of completing. And it is a problem that's perpetuating not just in the marriage, but in the business world, in the church. It is just a lot of that going on. It's a real war. Yes. And in war, there are really no winners. There's hurt and death all around. I'd really like to stop this war, but we know that it is a continuing situation.
So what do you guys think about today's gender roles? Because, you have, like I said, the women want to be masculine, the men want to be the men of the house. Most women today are making more money than men. They are more educated. How do you guys feel about gender roles and how that looks in your home?
I would say the roles have modified some. So years ago, women, they couldn't work. They just weren't allowed to do. Some things have changed, but some things haven't. So I still think that no matter how much a woman makes, we still go by a biblical order.
That's good.
And I think part of the problem is, women weren't able to work in years prior, and they were, doing all of the things in the home. And a lot of men grew up looking at women doing the cooking and the cleaning and all of the kid stuff. But then when women did go to work, a lot of the expectations men had was what they saw mama or grandmama do. So, they didn't think about they weren't working. So a lot of the men would just come home and not do anything like they saw other males do. And I think that has created issues with gender roles because, if the woman is working, she's coming home tired too. So I do think as women work, that a lot of the home functions have to be split. So everything, it needs to be fair and balanced with that. So that's one of the things I see a lot of men, they don't realize. They come into it with expectations of the woman doing what they saw past generations, but they don't put those other factors in there.
I can agree. Stephanie, I have a question for you. How do you look at the word submission? Because a lot of women today, when they hear that word, they look at it as if a man wants to control them. How do you see the word submission for yourself?
I'm ready for this answer.
Well, PH, you know me. My mother was a first lady, and she very carefully taught me about submission, not just from her words, but through example. And the one thing she made sure that I understood as her only girl was that when I'm submitting to my husband, I'm not being put down, I'm not under his foot, but I'm just coming under his mission. So I had to ask my future husband when we were engaged, what is your mission? I had to find out the path that he was headed so that I can subscribe to it and decide if that's what I want my mission to be. So a lot of relationships are starting out without even knowing where the man is going. They're just on for the ride and happy to be there, which is, of course, is great. But at the same time, when you say that I do, you're also saying I do to the mission that the man that you're marrying has from God. And if he don't know his mission, y'all are both just kind of on a rocky boat on a way fast nowhere.
I like how you said subscribe.
You got to do that. And I really believe that submission is not oppression. It is where I have my strongest power in knowing that I can be used by God to help my husband meet the call that God has called him to. It's not about my position. It's not about actually me being seen. It's when I align my strength and I align myself with God's order, then I know the house can walk in supernatural unity. So I try to that way with the Lord and submit to my husband because he's a great decision maker, which I knew when we were dating. So that's a vital part too. You got to be great at making decisions to give me strength and trusting you to guide my life. So submission is about coming under the mission of the man that you're joining to.
Amen.
Yeah, I love that word subscribe, though.
Yes, and I love how you guys are implementing God within your marriage. How important is having God in your marriage today? Because, some people are not religious. They may say they're spiritual. They don't believe in God. How does that look today for you guys? And how can you tell a couple that's newly married or on the verge of marriage who may say that God may not be a big factor in their marriage? What advice can you give to them regarding that?
You first have to start with the values of your home, and you need to decide on that together so that you can be on one accord. So our household priority order and values is God first, then family second, and then business or career third. So that's how we structured our home from the beginning. And God is He's a vital part of it because he leads and guides us. We pray together. And even a lot of times, men or women, they don't want to bring an issue to the other party. If they're tired, they don't sometimes want to fight or don't want to deal with the drama. So a lot of times, Stephanie, even if she wanted to change in me, she would pray about it. And then when I would go to God in my prayer closet, she hadn't said anything to me, but she would notice I would start changing and do the thing that she prayed about, and God administered.
That's right, Stephanie.
Like counselor. So God can change a person or minister to a person even when the other party can't. So I would say that's a huge benefit for anybody right there.
Wow. So Stephanie, I want to ask you this. What is it that you can say to women out there who want to be married, who have been married and divorced, that look at relationships as dead weight? They look at it as if, men are this, men are that, because of whatever they may have saw from their male figures in their life. What advice can you give to them as a woman who has been married 29 years to your husband, and they may not really have that person to guide them, to give them the knowledge that they need, to tell them, listen, this is how you can be able to position yourself to be a wife. What can you say to them to encourage them in that area of marriage?
I guess my first piece of advice would be to learn to love yourself and God first. Most of us are incomplete. We have had trauma. We've had issues of our past that we are about to enter into a two-person relationship, and we're thinking we're a whole person, and we're not. And we're expecting the man or the female to come in and help you get better, to fix you, or to complete you. So in this time, don't just wait. I want you to become. I want you to think on those things that you have lacking in, like if you're lacking discipline, or if you're lacking maturity, or if you're lacking love or peace. Those are things you need to be diving into the Word of God about right now and asking the Lord to help you be a whole person in that area. If you have some trauma that you need to deal with therapy, go and get that dealt with, because that stuff will creep back up into your life and wreak havoc in the midst of your relationship. But while you are alone, if you put your focus on the things that you're lacking now to try to fill the voids, become one with the man of God or woman of God that you will be receiving, this will give God an opportunity to open you up now, to fill you, to replenish what's missing, so that you don't go into it without what you need to be a whole person for the person you're about to join with.
Wow.
So don't just wait. Become. Whatever you know you're lacking, go and find those things and search yourself. Be honest with yourself and search the Word of God and seek how the Lord would have you change to fill your voids of those things.
So in other words, you said have surgery before you get married.
Hey, that sounds
That's
good.
good. That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, James, I have this question for you, because a lot of times people like to compare their marriages and relationships with how they see someone else's marriage. What will you say to those people who are looking at someone else's marriage and comparing their marriage to someone else?
I would say, first of all, you only know part of that marriage. So what you see, you don't know what they're doing at home. They
I'm
might
on
be
now.
beating each other in the head at home. It's just like social media. You see people having a good time, and they could be miserable when they get home and depressed. So that's the same way when you're looking at other couples. You don't live with them. You just don't know, so you can't judge. That's the second thing I would say is every relationship is different. You know, we have 7 kids. They've grown up in the same house, the same system, but all 7 of them are different.
That's a whole nother series
we
there.
just observed with our own kids. So the same way. So if people are different, imagine how combinations of people are different. And humans have a habit of just looking at certain elements to say, I wish I had that, but they won't necessarily look at other elements that they have. Each relationship and each person gonna have positives and negatives, strengths and weakness. So you have to take everything into view when you're looking at that as well.
Now, I have one more question for you, James. So how will you encourage a young man out there right now that every marriage that they have seen has failed? They haven't seen a healthy male figure in their life, no mentor, but they desire marriage, but they don't know how to be a man yet be a husband. What advice can you give to them?
That's a very good question. And it is easier to do something when it's modeled before you, when you can see it. So I would say if you don't have one around you, look in your church or community center, even sometimes on your job, that there's somebody that any space that you are, see if you can find somebody that has a good relationship that you can talk with. You can't find anybody. The next thing is begin reading and studying. So sometimes if you can't find that physical mentor, just begin filling yourself with the Bible, books of wisdom from those that have the principles of successful relationships. So you can find the information either in a person or in a book, and even in prayer. God will begin to even show you, how to be a good husband, what things you need to work on before you meet this woman. The first thing I would say you need to work on is selfish. We see that as a problem in a lot of relationships because people are just out for what they can get out of things. So
that part again,
marriage for it to work properly, you have to be concerned about the needs of the other party. And it works best when each person is concerned with the needs of the other person. And if you're meeting each other's needs and loving each other with your whole heart, that's when it works best. But if you're just out to see what you can get and being manipulative and just worried about your own happiness, then you run into more problems, more conflicts. So that's the first thing I would say. So even if you don't have a metro around, just begin to become less selfish. Because marriage, anybody who's married to tell you can't make it selfish. You're going to have some problems.
Right about that.
And we just want to give a free resource. It's familyos.com. So everything is free on it, and it has 3 parts to it. It has a marriage system there with a lot of the keys that we've learned throughout the years. It gives you one thing a day, one thing a week, one thing a month, and one thing a year, where you can get on a rhythm to keep your relationship strong. For those that are single, it has a dating portion called the Love Screener that gives you keys on what to look for to get your most compatible partner. A lot of times we don't know how to choose our best partner. We're just going by they look good or they make us feel good, but those principles aren't working, and that's why you got a high divorce rate. So this will give you the principles of how to choose that right person. And the third one is a parental part. So all of the things that we've learned raising our 7 kids, we put there in a parental. So if you got kids, it'll give you a lot of great keys on how to develop your family as well. That's all on familyos.com. That stands for Family Operating System.
This was excellent. Thank you guys so much for your wisdom.
Thank you.
For taking the time to come and talk to Changing the Volume. We know that this is just the beginning, and you guys are going to be together for many, many more years to come. We thank you for tuning in with us today on Changing the Volume with your girl Caprice.
And your boy PH.
Guys, keep it locked. We will return right after this break.
You're listening to Changing the Volume. We'll be right back, so don't touch that dial. Turn it up.
Hey guys, looking for a life coach? Prophet Hector is a certified life coach. He has been in this industry for over 20 years. If you are in need of individual, marriage, or family direction, he can help you. Prophet Hector provides motivational encouragement and tools to help increase you mentally, physically, or financially. He also provides life coaching for teens between the ages of 13 to 18 years of age. Sign up with PH Coaching Life today on ProphetHector.org and get started to a brand new journey of life. Welcome back to Changing the Volume with your girl Caprice.
And your boy PH.
Guys, thank you for tuning in today with us. That was really good.
Yes,
thank you, Mr. and Mrs. James and Stephanie Bronner again.
Thank you.
What wisdom did you give to everyone today?
Gave a lot.
Guys, we thank you so much for tuning in with us. And we will see you next time on Changing the Volume with your girl Caprice.
And your boy PH.
Keep it locked.
Thank you for listening to Changing the Volume.